Hurricane and Skelly Field, where the fans have gathered and they are ready to see those Hurricanes gather some strength. Tulane will kick it off to get this game underway. The returner will field it and try to do some business. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. So Tulsa's offense will come out first. If you look at this game on paper, it really shouldn't be much of a matchup. You have a high-powered offense against, candidly, an overmatched opponent. But, hey, you never know. You got to line up and play the game.
On paper, this is a horrible matchup. But this game's not played on paper, right? Like, this defense, they're going to have to play their best game. They're going to have to play more consistent than they have. They haven't tackled well this season. They're going to have to play their best game against a great opponent. But we've seen upsets happen. They got to get some adrenaline, some emotion, something good to happen early.
I think it has to happen early, David, and then the question is, can they maintain that over the course of the entire game? Listen, it's college football. 18 to 22-year-olds, and maybe this offense just thinks they can come out here and roll their helmet out on the field, and that's going to get it done. We've seen crazy stuff happen, but no doubt, this defense has to play out of their minds today to have any shot.
They stay aggressive and push their way out to the 33, and it's first down.
Well, that's one the DB, I think, would like to have back. Out route, he was in man coverage. If he could have just got out of his break a little bit sooner, he might have had a chance to intercept that one and take it to the house.
With the first down, they'll put it in play from the 33. Looking downfield, it's Francis. Rushes on him. And the defense got him at the 27.
And nice answer by this defense. You give up a big play, you go take a big play. Sometimes you get down on yourselves and one play turns to two. Nice job by this defense getting a sack, creating some momentum.
The Golden Hurricane way behind the chains here on second down. Wants to go up top. Unloads to the wideout. And that pass will be jarred loose on second down. That brings up third down.
Not seeing a lot of chemistry between the QB and his intended target on that play.
Tulsa checking to see what's in the playbook for third and forever. From the gun, wants to pass. He lobs one high down the left side. Oh, right through his hand. They came out attacking, wanted to impose their will, and they missed a big chance on that one.
It's so nice when you know it's third and long, you know a pass is coming, you worked on it all week, get your feet set at the sticks, understand that quarterback's got to be rushed, get him off of his spot. Nice execution by this defense.
Kick is in the air. Makes the catch at the 30. They'll put a stop to that return at about the 37-yard line. So Tulane's offense will try to get something started with their first possession. And it's often said quarterback is the most high-profile position in sports, and when you have a guy like this, how could it not be?
Yeah, he's the guy that the defense is going to be keying on. They've had all week long to watch film to get ready for him, but David, when you have his kind of athletic ability and his kind of arm talent, he is so difficult to stop.
Yeah, you could have all week, you could have all season. This guy is so dynamic at the quarterback spot. They trust him. They know what he brings to the table. This offense revolves around what he can do.
Just inside the 40-yard line. It's first and 10 from the 39. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Caught behind the line. It's Reed. And an absolutely fearless tackle. Giving up size. Still got him on the turf.
And tight ends aren't just line up and block guys anymore. These guys are athletes. You line them up all over the field. And nowadays, you even start to feature them more and more in the passing game.
So now it's second and long. Back to pass. Finds his man. It's Preston. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down.
And as a quarterback, when you're throwing these slant routes against man coverage, location is so important. You want to put the football in a place that your receiver can catch the ball and continue advancing it. So nice job by that QB, putting the football right on the face mask of his wide receiver.
Looking to throw on first down. He's got him. Knocked down immediately, but a nice pickup on that one. When a defense is in zone coverage, Jesse, they want to react. How do you react to a howitzer coming out like that one?
Not much you can do because this guy's got a cannon. You saw all the eyeballs on defense on that play. They were waiting and anticipating that throw, but when you've got an arm like that, it's going to be tough to stop that curl route.
Grab near the marker. It's Turner. He stopped just short of the goal line at the 1. An explosive play has him set up. He is dealing on this drive, completed all 5 throws, and now they have first and goal.
Yeah, and who needs balance when you got a guy like this? You trust him, getting the ball back in the pocket. The ball's coming out, spreading it around the field. Nice decision-making. This drive has been surgical for this QB.
He'll do it himself. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Tulane!
The defense has got to do a better job of taking the most dangerous man. That's the guy with the football in his hands. Force him to do something with it. You can't just let him keep the ball and go score.
Getting ready for the extra point after the first score of the game. And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays, and they capped it off with a 1-yard plunge. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Looking for those open spaces and opportunity. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. First snap of this drive will come from their own 17. The give to the tailback. They believe in that running game, got 6 before he stopped at the 23.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
Tulsa with the playbook wide open here on 2nd and short. Keeps it on the bootleg. The short hands, it's forward. Chain gang on the move. It'll be a first down at the 29.
It's not a great feeling on defense, too. When you're blitzing, you're expecting to get a sack. You're expecting to get a hit on the quarterback. If the offensive line and running backs pick it up, because now you have one less guy in the back end trying to cover all these receivers and tight ends, and you know you're in trouble.
We've reached a break, and it's Tulane on top. And we've reached the end of one. Before we move on, let's take a look at our stats so far. Lots of time left, and we're ready to get back to it and open the second period. So after the break, they'll go back to work. Back to throw, it's Francis. That's reeled in, it's Tease. Nice gain on that play, but leaves it a little short of the first down.
I think really good wide receivers do a good job of making every route kind of look the same. You could tell this looked like a vertical route. So if I'm a DB, I'm bailing, and all of a sudden he sits that hitch down. Nice job by the wide receiver, creating enough separation to create a positive gain.
Quick release on the RPO. He's got enough, and it'll be a first down for Tulsa.
This slot receiver is a guy the defense has to be careful of. He runs good routes, he's got some speed, and if you're not careful, this guy can gash you.
Now from the 40, it's 1st and 10. They'll try to pop the draw. And some room to work. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down.
Love the work by the running back on that drop play. He sold like he was going to be pass blocking. At the last second, got the handoff, and right away put his foot in the ground to get upfield.
Tulsa moved the chains by keeping it on the ground. They might go right back to it here. Motion from the wideout. Touch pass on the jet sweep. Spins away from the defense. Turning it on! They make the stop, and he'll have enough yardage for a first down.
It's so hard for a defense to have to stop plays like that because it really forces you to play with great eye discipline. You see the pre-snap motion. Defense doesn't know if he's just running across the field and is going to run a route, if he's going to block, or if he has the football. That time, he was able to outflank the defense and hurt them to get that first down.
Throws to the wideout. Catch in the middle, it's Keys. Brought down just outside the red zone. He moves the chains. It's at the 22.
It's hard for an offense to win when you get in predictable situations. What a great job understanding where the first down marker is. I got to get a big gain, got to get that first down. Nice job, great nose for the first down.
Grab behind the line. It's Booker. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup.
It's hard to have success on wide receiver screens when you're facing press man coverage because your blockers out front oftentimes can't pick them up, and that receiver gets gobbled up as soon as he catches the pass. You saw it on that last play.
Tulsa now has it in the red zone. Leaves it with the back. He'll be run out of bounds at the 13.
And those plays from a defensive perspective, man, they're just super annoying because now I'm in the worst spot ever. Third and manageable. Like, I don't know if you're passing, don't know if you're running. So nice job by this offense keeping this defense off balance and creating a third down opportunity that's in their favor.
Whistle blows, and this is the 2-minute timeout, and these guys have a chance to take the lead before halftime. Tulsa trying to power ahead on 3rd and short. Looking downfield, it's Francis. They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20. Timeout called here by the defense. It's their first of the half. Looks as if they'll send out the field goal unit. From the left hash, he'll try to bend in a 37-yarder. Good, right down the boulevard. That'll bring him to within 4. They were able to get a field goal on the board, and now they'll kick it away. He'll start the return inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Plenty of time to work, not any time to waste as they take over here in the final 2 minutes of the half. And his throw is incomplete.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open, and that's why that one fell incomplete.
What will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? They'll throw again after the incompletion. And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was not loose, and 3rd down is coming. Trying to pick up a first down. Trying to move the sticks on 3rd down through the air. Got it in the middle, it's Hayes. Just what they were looking for to get this drive rolling. They're out to the 35.
Well, and a nice job working the middle of the field. I think it's so important to keep defenses honest, and you can't just dink and dunk outside. You got to work the middle. Great job finding this wide receiver over the middle of the field.
Here comes Tulane after picking up the first down. Lost a throw again. Short throw to the sideline is complete, and he's out of bounds after picking up a couple.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd down.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. Looking to fire. With the catch, it's Preston. Stopped after a good pickup, and he'll be just a tad short of the first down.
You know, that's a great job by the receiver on that curl route. There's a lot of receivers that finish the route and they just stop. And that allows the DB to close the gap and then knock the ball away. Nice job by that receiver continuing to come back to his QB.
Quickly out to the tight end. And they'll move the chains and get it to the 47-yard line. Third and short, and I guess the only thing they really took out of play in the shotgun was the quarterback sneak.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I like to do, Reese. I mean, 3rd and inches, I want to run the quarterback sneak, run the football, but this team fully comfortable throwing the football, and you see why. Easy pitch, easy catch, first down.
Got it in the middle, it's Preston. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. The offense calls timeout. It's the second one they've used this half.
Timeout, Tulane.
Tulane to the line, facing second and short. Off the play fake. Caught over the middle. It's Preston. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
How about this offense? They're rolling. They got a couple first downs together. Defense. Next, what's your response? What do you got? You got to make some adjustments here.
Now they've moved it just inside the 40. 1st and 10 from the 39. To the air on first down. Pulls it in. It's Bohannon. He goes out of bounds across the 25, marking at the 24, and this defense, its head is spinning.
And guys, how many first downs is that? Just on this drive alone? I mean, this defense allows 1 or 2 more drives like this, and they're going to be gassed by the 3rd quarter.
Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. Wants to throw on first down. Finds his tight end. Good pickup, a little bit short of the sticks. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. And here on second down, they'll send out the field goal unit to try to get 3 before the break. And he'll try to knock it through from the right hash and 35 yards out. That was like bouncing off the guardrails and not losing control off the upright and through. Now up by 7 points here in the second.
And listen, y'all know in the booth and everywhere how I feel about kickers. Don't always love leaving it on their foot, so to speak, but nice job executing. He keeps doing stuff like that. I'll keep trotting him out there.
On the run from inside his own 5. He'll be brought down, and that's the final play of the half. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Gentlemen, 1 half in the books, and I am eagerly looking forward to that second half in Tulsa. And the undisputed star of the half has been that lockdown corner. The coaches told us how good he was, but I almost think they undersold how impactful he would be. Ultra physical with 0 hesitation. And with hands like that, I wonder if they don't think about using him in the passing game at some point. And with that, let's head back to the guys inside H.A. Chapman Stadium.
They're lined up and ready to kick off this second half. Here he comes from inside his own 5. And the returner could find no daylight. He goes down. Tulane has it back in the offense, coming out to go on the attack. They got plenty done through the air in the first half, and we'll see if they even need to look for balance as we start the 3rd quarter.
Well, and I think defensively, you understand, like the running game isn't a big part of the plan. I wonder how they adjust and play more coverage to this pass-happy offense.
Yeah, so you're going to have to be ready if you're a quarterback then. You're probably going to see some different coverages. You might see a little bit more blitz in the second half as well, so you have to know where your answers are.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Back to the ground with the running back. Just a pickup of a couple out to the 15-yard line.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
On third down, he drops to throw. Wide open downfield. He'll have enough to move the chains. It's first down at the 38.
And that's a huge third down conversion by the offense there. It's 3rd and long. You've got to lead, not by a lot. Quarterback, though, very poised. Reads the coverage, throws it in rhythm, and you stay on the field.
Here comes Tulane after picking up the first down. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Snagged in the middle. It's Preston. The defense got caught that time, and they finally get him on the ground at the 41.
Really nice job on that play. Quarterback and receiver being on the same page. Quarterback not telegraphing the throw, and the receiver does a nice job finding the soft spot in the defense, just settling down and giving his quarterback a nice target to throw to.
Grabbed in the backfield. It's Hayes. Open space at the 25. Brought down at the 20-yard line after ripping off the big play.
21 on the play. And that's a first down for the offense.
The Green Wave hoping that huge run puts momentum on their side. Coming out on first down with the play fake. Fires left. Makes the catch. And he was straining for the goal line, but the defense stopped him short.
And as a quarterback, when you're facing man coverage, you've got to find your best one-on-one matchup. That receiver did a tremendous job. Quickness, changing direction, out of his break, able to create separation. There was no question the quarterback was going to target that receiver on that play.
He'll keep it himself. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Wave!
And you see the option being such a pain in the behind of the best programs in college football. When you got quarterbacks that have those multiple options, they're making you play very disciplined, and the QB takes it himself, gets in for the score.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And they did tack on that extra point without any adventure.
That makes the score 17.
They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. Here he comes with the return. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. The Golden Hurricane offense comes back onto the field. Now we'll get a chance to see if they can answer that last score, trailing by 14, Jesse.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, I feel like offensively, you should go back to what's been working for you in this game. Don't be afraid to dial up plays that you've already had success with, running it and throwing it. It's okay to repeat plays down 14 at this point.
And I would also say, Palmer, kind of understanding that my defense is not playing great, so I know offensively I got to put some good possessions together here, make something happen on this side of the football.
Oh, they're after him. They've got the play bottled up. Fumble, it's out. That football must be riveted to your rib cage. How can you let it go? At least they fell on it.
Man, those are so frustrating when you're a defense and you swarm to the football and you stick the quarterback and you make him cough it up just to have the other team recover it again and you don't get it. Still a good stick, still a good physical play. Keep hitting that quarterback.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On third and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. He lofts it high high and deep down the left side. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
And you thought maybe in this second half this offense could just find a rhythm, find something to take advantage of this defense, but the defense has really had their number, not putting up a lot of points, and again, an empty possession right there.
Tulsa will be forced to send out the punt team. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. Good field position to start this drive at their own 47. He'll start this drive going to the air. Makes the grab. It's Barnes. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
It's a nice play call there. You've got 2-possession lead. You're trying to keep the defense guessing, right? Because you've got that lead, they know you're going to run it, but you still have got to be able to sprinkle in some shot plays and some vertical throws. That was really, really good thinking on that last play call by the offense.
On the move, it's Barnes. Makes his man miss. And you want to talk about gang tackling, everybody on the defense run to the ball.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Got it behind the line. It's Reed. They get him on the ground, and that'll be the final play of this third period. Guys, the quarter comes to a close, and Tulane has the lead here. They've built a comfortable lead after 3 quarters of play. Let's take a look at how we got here. Just about ready to go in the fourth, and we'll see if any drama can be mustered. They'll go back to work with a first down in the final period. Sends it back in motion. On the direct snap, it's Hayes. And the Wildcat is not working. They knock him down behind the line.
Great heads-up awareness by the cornerback on that play. He saw the receiver get the ball. He shot downhill and made a nice tackle.
The Green Wave put itself in a mess behind the sticks here on second down. Just a short pass to the tight end. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down.
This offense is not letting up, guys. They've got a lead here late, and they are still taking shots. They're still looking for explosive plays. This defense just has not had an answer here all game long.
Tulane comes to the line. Lots of work to do on third down. Wants to throw it. Fires toward the end zone. And here's the pick, and oh, did they need that right now. He's brought down. A short return to the defense comes out on top with a pick.
Well, there's no quit in this defense, I'll give them that. Obviously, they're trailing here late in the game. It seems like the opponent's going to win, but still, they've got guys out there playing the way they're coached to play. They're playing with outstanding effort, trying to make plays to claw their team back in the game.
We'll get another look at this Tulsa offense. They didn't get much done the last time they had it. Had to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. Oh, he drops the football. He had him right down the gut of the field. Instead, it'll be second down.
And this is going to fall on the quarterback's shoulders here in the fourth quarter. You're trailing. It's a close game. You are going to have to complete some balls. You're going to have to make some big-time throws in small windows under duress if you're going to bring your team back and will them to victory. Incomplete there, obviously, but expect them to continue to throw it. This quarterback better dial in.
And when you're trailing by a couple possessions in the fourth quarter, you can't do much of this, much more. I mean, this offense has to find a way to attack the sidelines, the middle of the field, deep down the field. It can't be the little dink and dunk. This offense has got to find some explosive plays.
Tulsa trying to move the chains on third and short. Looking to throw, it's Francis. Grabbed in the middle, it's Richardson. Nice job to get it past the sticks, and they get him down at the 35. They absolutely had to have that third down to keep any glimmer of hope alive.
And defensively, that's exactly what I want. Make you get to third down. The clock is your enemy. Multiple possession lead. That is right where I want this offense.
pressure. And that ball is live in the backfield. Recovered by the defense, and he's off. Breaks into the open.
That is how you step up for a defense right there. Force the turnover. Let's not make this thing get close, right? I got a 2-possession lead. I get the ball back with, close to 3 minutes remaining. I'm sitting in a great spot. Offense, go get me some first downs.
A great chance to put this game away with a score here on 1st and goal. From the gun, looking for a man. Big fella moving. That completion will take it inside the 4, and the offense is threatening. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. They've pushed it ahead to the 4. They'll try to cash in on 2nd and goal. Running play to the left here, looking for the end zone. Touchdown, Green Wave! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. When you're handed a break with unbelievable field position like that, you better finish the deal, and they did.
You saw the quarterback jog on the field. I think he gave a high five to every one of those players coming off that just put them in position to go score that touchdown. That QB knew this was a golden opportunity, and boy, he took advantage of it.
PAT unit on the field.
For the extra point.
And the extra point splits the uprights, and they're up a full 3 touchdowns, a 21-point cushion in the 4th.
Tulane, 24. Tulsa, 3.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he takes this from inside the 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Looking to throw, it's Francis. Pressure coming. Fires to the right. Got the big tight end on the corner route. They finally get to him, but what a play there to pick up the 1st down.
This tight end is such a weapon because he can line up all over the field. That time he starts in the slot, he's running the corner route against zone coverage, and he's just got athleticism and wiggle and the ability to separate and make big plays. So nice to have a target like that.
Wants to go up top on 1st down. And he reels it in inside the 30. And he'll go down, but not before the big pickup and the 1st down.
Well, I'll give this offense some credit because they've got a lot of fight. There is no quit in them, and they're obviously trailing by a big amount in this game. They haven't had a lot of success, but they're still taking shots, and their players are still out there competing.
After that huge play, they've now got it inside the 30. It's 1st and 10. Looking to throw on 1st down. Quick completion on the out. And he goes out of bounds after coming up with positive yardage there.
And I know this football game is over, but we got to keep fighting. We got to keep finding something, some kind of rhythm in this offense, something we can hang our hat on that we do really, really well. Listen, the intermediate passing game like this has taken over college football, short to intermediate. So if they can find some of this, it'll help their offense moving forward.
Here's the heat. Here comes the rush, and they've got him wrapped up at the 28.
The defense puts the exclamation point on the day. They have had a wonderful day, man, doing everything great. Just, you could tell they were dialed into what was going on, and now just throw another sack in the equation, hitting the quarterback, being disrupted. They've been all over the field.
On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. He'll take a shot. And it's incomplete as he was trying to make the play in the back corner of the end zone.
One of the biggest reasons today why this offense is losing in the game is they haven't been able to get it going throwing the football. This guy still has not thrown a touchdown pass. They thought coming into this game they were going to have tons of success throwing it, but you got to give the defense credit. They watched the film. They've been mixing up their looks defensively, trying to confuse this.
Lets it fly deep downfield. Touchdown, Tulsa! The offense cashing it in on that drive.
Nice job by the offense going down the field, putting points on the board, but you're still down a couple possessions. Still need some good things to happen. You need your kicker to go over there and get warmed up. We need an onside. We need to score some points. We need a lot of things to go right to win this football game.
They'll try to tack one more on their score. And the extra point pulls them closer. It's 24-10. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And the score comes on a touchdown pass covering 28 yards. They're definitely up against it. Time running out, down 2 possessions. They'll try the onside kick. Looks as if the hands team will be able to recover the ball. Makes a stop in the backfield. He'll lose 4. First snap in this drive will come from the 46. Pulled it, finds his man on the left. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense.
It's important on offense to get the tight ends involved in the passing game. These are big fellas that can run. This guy's a big target, so nice job on that play.
Caught in the backfield, it's Reed. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense.
You know, tight ends are such matchup nightmares and problems for defense. They're too big for DBs to cover, and they're too fast for linebackers to cover. You saw it right there.
Third down play from the gun. And he just overshot his man and threw it out of bounds, incomplete.
Great job by the defense there. They weren't surprised by that play call there on 3rd and short. They were expecting pass. They took everything away and forced the incompletion.
Tulane forced to send out the punt unit. He ought to be able to use his first punt to pin him deep. Special teams coming through as they pin him back. They'll mark it dead at the 10. 90 yards in front of them as they start the drive at their own 10. Dropping back, it's Francis. That pass is incomplete.
This offense hasn't had a ton of success today. It's because I think of some of the issues in the passing game. They've never had the rhythm. Protection has been a bit spotty and iffy. Quarterback's got to raise his level of play here late in this 2-minute situation if they're going to get the win.
They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Wants to go up top. Catch in the middle. It's Booker. He knew exactly where he wanted to go with that one, and they've got enough for the first down.
And after giving up that completion, guys, I wonder if the defense is going to decide to stay in zone or maybe mix things up, a little more man coverage, maybe blitz.
Game on the line. Offense has the ball. Down 1 score, time winding down. What is better than this? With the catch, it's Richardson. Gets it across the 25. He'll step out at the 26 as this offense tries to grind out some yardage.
You know, I think at this situation in the game, trailing like they are with only a couple minutes to go, short throws aren't going to get it done. You're going to have to be a lot more aggressive and start taking chances if you want to give yourself a chance to win this game.
Back to pass on 2nd down. Grabbed over the middle. It's Booker. And he's got enough for the first down. They'll mark it at the 34.
That's a bang-bang play, 3-step slant. They rep this over and over in practice so they can go out and execute it on game day like that.
Tulsa comes to the line with a 1st and 10. Looking downfield on 1st down. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on 1st down. 2nd down coming.
Well, the windows right now to throw into are getting smaller and smaller. How about the defender that time breaking on the ball? It was the hit that caused the incompletion.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. To throw, it's Francis. A deep throw as the clock winds down. He goes out of bounds. Big pickup on the play. It'll look nice in the stats column, but probably not enough to make a difference in the game.
And that's a first down.
And after this play, the cake will be baked. Looking to throw on first down. He uncorks one deep. The pass is incomplete, and 1 second is left.
Yeah, I don't know if the quarterback got confused on first down. He might have thought the defense was going to be in man coverage that time, but they were in zone. They fooled him and just didn't seem like he had his eyes in the right place, was forcing that ball to his intended target. The window way too small. The guy was not open, so...
Unleashes one deep. And the pass is incomplete, looking for a little salve for the wound, but the ball game is over.